Hello, my name is John Housladen, President of the Minnesota Trucking Association. Thank you for joining us for this annual membership report. Now, in a normal year, we would have held our annual membership meeting at a resort setting, would have been a lot of learning and social time. But as you know, this has been anything but a normal year. And this Zoom format is really symbolic of the times that we live in, full of change and full of lots of opportunity. While different, this format does allow us to engage vastly more members across the state. For a more complete recap of our activities, please check out the annual report infographic that we have available on our website. I do want to highlight just a few examples of where the MTA, working with its partners, made a real difference this past year. After countless calls on Washington, congressional visits to fleets, and comments to the federal docket, we gained meaningful flexibility in the federal hours of service rules. These changes will benefit our drivers, our fleets, and our customers each and every day. We also prevailed upon the FMCSA to remove non-preventable crashes from your SMS score. And we even helped gain Minnesota congressional support for the United States, Canada-Mexico trade agreement, which keeps freight flowing between the U.S. and its two most important trading partners. Success is often also measured by what we prevent from happening. With our partners, we were also able to prevent the Minnesota legislature from enacting new employer mandates regarding compensation and work rules. The definition of independent contractors in the trucking industry was not changed, and we slowed down the movement to legalize recreational marijuana in Minnesota. The value of the MTA to trucking was most clear during the COVID-19 outbreak. In a time of chaos and uncertainty, the MTA served as a calm and clear voice for the needs of trucking. Our reputation for honesty, accuracy, and true representation of the trucking industry served us very well. Because we had established relationships and were trusted, we had quick and direct access to all levels of government: the governor, the legislature, agency heads, and even staff working at the line level to develop and execute plans. We ensured that our industry was deemed essential, that drivers and vehicles had the credentials that they needed, and that state and federal regulations would not be barriers to move freight. We developed and deployed a number of resources to keep our members informed. Daily COVID-19 updates, webinars, podcasts, social media posts, and even a revamped website were all utilized. I have to tell you, we learned a lot about how to use this technology, and will use distance technology like Zoom to deliver even more meaningful content and interaction going forward. COVID-19 revealed something to the world that we've always known. Trucking is stability in an unstable world. COVID or no COVID, we deliver the very things to sustain life and health. And through numerous media interviews, we were able to tell that story. Trucking brings stability to an unstable world. COVID-19 shined the light on heroes that our world desperately needs: truck drivers. These courageous men and women put themselves in harm's way to ensure that grocery stores were stocked and hospitals had critical medicine and life-saving equipment. Deployed, often alone, on the front lines, these truck drivers demonstrated what true heroism is, and the world finally took notice. And when riots erupted, truck drivers yet again drove into danger to deliver food, water, and yes, even tankers full of fuel to keep the local communities functioning. These have been challenging times for our members. Many fleets have experienced dramatic reductions in freight volumes and profitability. Our members are keenly focused on efficiency, cost cutting, and keeping their businesses viable. Travel for team members remains limited, reducing the ability to meet in person. As a result, the MTA has also experienced significant program and financial impacts. We ended the year going backwards on our membership count. We made the difficult decision to cancel many revenue-generating events, like our annual conference, which is our single largest revenue generator for the year. So we've drafted a budget for the next year that anticipates a reduction in both membership dues and non-dues revenue, and for the first time in my tenure, plans for a loss. While many things about the future remain uncertain, one thing is clear: the MTA is needed now more than ever. Trucking needs a strong voice to fight for it, and the challenges are many. Reducing truck-related crashes remains a key goal, and workforce development remains a key need. The 2020 election raises the very real possibility of one party controlling all branches of government at the state and federal level. The policies coming out of that party are likely not going to be friendly to trucking. And regardless of who is in power, government has grown accustomed to its expanded control during the pandemic. Calls for increased employer mandates and challenges to traditional employment models, including independent contractors, will grow. Pressure will continue to adopt California-style emission standards, and tax increases will be introduced, both to fill a projected budget deficit and to adequately fund our roads and bridges. The good news is that what made the MTA successful during the pandemic is what is going to make us successful in this uncharted future. We will use new technology to expand our reach and to keep this industry connected. Both our safety and maintenance councils will be holding their meetings virtually in this next year, and our efficiency and innovation team is looking at creating mastermind groups to connect members virtually. Going back to where I started, trucking is essential. Policymakers understand this fact better, and we will leverage that truth every chance that we can get. We have an outstanding board of directors, a skilled executive committee, and a highly committed staff. We have exceptional contract lobbyists in Paul Cassidy and Jeremy Estenson with the Stinson team. We have a great brand. People know and trust the MTA. We have access when we need it. We have a solid political action committee and the funds to help our friends. And we have a solid financial reserve to weather this storm. But most importantly, we have you. In hard times, good people rise to the top, and truckers are good people. Truckers are masters of the workaround. Truckers are heroes. So my request today is simple. Stay engaged. Read and review what we send out. Tell us what you need. Contact your legislators when we ask you to do that. Very importantly, remain a member and help us bring more truckers into this fight. Trucking will lead this country to recovery, and the MTA will be there to assist. Thank you for being a member.